Now that's what I'm talking about. We have a lot going on today. As we speak, our sill plates are on their way, so we have to get those stickered in the garage. So we're working on that now. Those weren't supposed to come until this afternoon, and here it is, 9 a.m. They're on their way. We also have our steel beam being delivered, in theory, this afternoon, which means it could come at any moment and we have to be ready. That's what we built those tripods for yesterday, but we have to build some sort of crotch, Jesse's calling it a crotch, for the beam to sit in. And we have a lot of other errands to do today. It's Monday, which means businesses are open and we can move mountains. So here goes nothing. It could be wild today or pretty calm. I don't know. We got our first rain last night in 3 months. It rained really hard, even into the morning. Bugaboo came in last night soaking wet. But we're pretty happy. We definitely need the moisture. There's one. It's pretty soupy in here.
Sounds like the truck.
It does sound like the truck. Better get my gloves on.
Set your end up there. Okay.
Oh, I'm watching. Oh yeah, they're not too heavy. Probably stack them 2 by 2, right?
Okay. Okay. You can set it down a little long. Keep your fingers clear. Okay. Good.
Look at those beauties. Nice and straight.
Get that gauge by chance. Now I'm confident there's a very, very small leak. Because I've already aired this up once. Close, maybe one more sound. Pretty good.
Jesse's gone at the moment. We have some critical town runs to run. Those are really great for Jesse to run because I can work on video instead of keeping him company, which I love. It's just not doubling productivity. However, the guys that are delivering our steel beam said they'll be here around 2 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock now. A lot of times people show up early and Jesse's not back yet. So I asked Jesse if I can go ahead and start working on the crotches, at least getting all the lumber cut so that in case they show up early, one of us can just screw them up there real quick. It's just one thing that I could do to help out a little bit. Jesse said we need about 3 foot 2 by 12s. and I need to cut the notch in them for the beam. And I believe what we're gonna do is we're just gonna attach them either to one or both sides of our posts there. I think this is probably one he set out to use. So let's measure this puppy. 5 feet. I think 2.5 feet should work. Turns out this is wrong.
That's all good. It's all good.
So
it's hard to just explain things with words when you're driving. Normally I draw a picture really quick, but can't do that while driving. So
start over. These pieces are junk, right?
Yeah.
Like I weakened them, so I didn't cut all the way through.
They're both cut?
No, that one's not cut, so that one's fine.
So that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab the skill saw and
Okay.
get it done real quick. There you go.
Nice. Can I put it up?
Should work. Yeah.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah. My cutting sucks.
Okay.
I don't know why my cutting sucks so bad, but so the height of this needs to be about where those legs are.
The bottom of the bait legs?
The top of that adjustable leg.
Okay.
So this doesn't have anything to do with supporting the beam. This is all about keeping the beam from just being able to roll over.
Okay.
We don't want it to be able to roll.
I'm really happy that's cooling off
Why?
because I can wear
Pants.
real pants.
Work pants.
I love my green pants, but
Yeah.
they're so light that they don't have room for all my stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be able to put my stuff places.
You can't put 30
So-
pounds of tools on your summer
No.
pants.
Well, and they're like elastic, so that's
Right.
not good. But now I got my little pocket here.
Oh,
So I have a
yeah.
pencil in there, and I can stick that there.
These pants always have like
And
two
little
secret pockets.
Yeah, little doodads.
Nice.
I forgot we had to take the ladders down last night because Bugaboo crawled up the ladder again and got up on top of the wall. And then he looks to us to get down, so. Says she's level. We need to figure out where exactly these need to go, right?
Right. So that when they set the beam, it literally is a matter of setting it in the pocket, the crotches, and then we're done.
We're gonna have a crane,
now.
right?
Yeah, they have a knuckle boom crane.
It's pretty exciting.
It's not a very heavy beam. I think people are
I know, it's
Probably a little-
I totally am intimidated, but
a little dramatic about the beam situation. I'm saying that like it probably weighs as much as 3 of those. So it's not light, but it's not exactly
it's not like
doesn't weigh as much as the backhoe.
But as far as our title goes,
It'll be
8,000-pound beam.
It'll be placing a gigantic steel I-beam.
We had some people ask on Facebook this morning why we bought these sill plates when we have the ability to make our own lumber. And in short, it's extremely important that these be pressure treated, and it's not something we want to do ourselves.
I don't think it's a matter of want. You can't. I mean,
you could probably do it with like newspaper and like sawdust and
no, you'd have to use like tar or like really rancid motor oil or something.
Yeah, just no.
So these are actually not just pressure treated. They're what's called ground contact pressure treated. So there's more than one kind of pressure treat. I think it's easy to confuse them by color. But anyway, these are what's called ground contact. And it's important because they're going against concrete. Concrete for its entire life is wet. If it were to ever dry out completely, it would just crumble like dust. So it's just, yeah, important. But maybe jump back. Our plans actually called for an engineered product for this because that engineered product is flat, square, true, etc.
Like perfection.
But the pressure treated version is not available here, or
It's an East Coast thing for the most part.
It's made in the South, and then it's freighted mostly to the East. So getting it to the West Coast would have been very expensive. You'd had to buy a truckload of it, which no building supply store here wanted to do. We did find some on the ground in a random lumber yard, but they were thicker than we needed, and they were only $60 a linear foot, which is 10 times the cost of what we have.
That. Oh, 10 times, yep.
10 times. So that wasn't an option. Basically, those sill plates would have cost almost as much as this entire slab, which was like
ridiculous.
It was really hard to justify. So we're gonna push our luck. We're gonna stick with single sawn pressure treat, and we'll try to get it screwed and glued fast so that it doesn't have a chance to move on us. So this board, if you want to attach it to the top of the crotch there, and then we need to locate this screw in the middle of the crotch. That's the important part. And we're gonna run a string from there back to the center of the beam pocket, and that'll help us to align this one first, because we'll measure against the wall, and then once that's aligned, it'll be no-brainer to align.
Smart, look at you.
On the center. I find it fascinating.
Look at you using your little homeschooled brain.
I got good grades.
What'd you say?
I said I got good grades. I think it's fascinating that many buildings have been built for millions of years with string.
Isn't that?
String has
become...
become...
today, it's not an antiquated tool.
It still is what we use to lay out buildings.
Super manly. What are you going to build a house with? String.
Pink string.
Pink string.
Orange pink.
Here's the deal. We don't want to talk anymore, and you're probably tired of listening to us talk, and there's a bajillion clouds just like flying by. So how about we put on some music, and you don't have to listen to us do this, and you get to watch these beauties.
.37 feet 1 inch, 4.5. So we need to come my way. Nice. Very nice. That worked out good. Jesse. Hey Dayton, what you know? Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, hope he's doing okay. Okay. Sounds like a great plan. Thanks you. Appreciate the communication. All right, we'll talk soon. Uh-oh. They lost their truck driver. He disappeared.
Aliens?
Well, he was in Montana.
Hidden benefit to having a drone is that we don't realize how useful the footage is for our own use. So we captured this aerial of our radiant.
Yep.
So now we can see exactly where the post is going to go and where to drill to not puncture our radiant.
Yeah, we're just using it as a reference. We're going to end up snapping lines on the concrete where the rebar are, and where the rebar are, there's radiant. So as long as we don't drill in those areas, we're good. The good news is our post base, even though it's an 8x8 post, the bracket for it is only 4 inches wide. So if we can't get a 4-inch bracket in a 12-inch hole without hitting something.
It'll be like playing like real life Minesweeper.
It's a little bit like roulette.
Don't take there.
It's like roulette. What we should do is we should put a camera on the pressure gauge right as I start drilling. And if I get done drilling and the pressure's still there, we drill again. Ooh. And we drill again until we either get all the holes drilled or we lose pressure.
If you guys want to know a secret or random fact about Alyssa, I used to be a Minesweeper addict. I had like crazy good scores. That's all I'll say.
So these dimensions are pretty easy to go by. So from the outside of the ICF to the center of the post is 12 feet 4 inches. And then it's 12 feet to the next center. So we can measure from that joint on the concrete there, 12 feet back, or 12 feet 4 inches. That'll give us the first, and then we'll measure 12 more feet, which will give us the second.
This guy sees my camera. Look, like if I come closer.
I wonder if he has a YouTube channel.
I don't know.
This guy doesn't realize that we are Big Brother and we're always watching him. So what we're doing is laying out our sill plates, and we're going to snap lines because these sill plates are monsters, and so it'll be much easier to set them in place and secure them if there's a chalk line by which we can reference. And so our ICF foundation is based off of the size of the frame that's going above it, and they're not the same size. The walls are a little bit wider than the frame is, and that's because we're using a SIP panel enclosure. So our sill plates are going to look funky. People are going to look at those and go, "What the heck is that?" Because most people don't build with SIP panels, and they also don't build timber frames. So the sill plates have to have enough excess to have room for the SIP panel to sit, which is what will insulate and dry in our home. So that's what we're working on right now. In theory, we're going to put a 36-foot square tidally on top of our foundation.
That's it.
In theory. We've got a lot of room to work, so hopefully it'll work.
We kind of do a little photo. The scale is totally wrong, but our sill plates, this is our 4x12 here, and then we're actually going to attach a 4x4 onto the end of it, and the total overhang is going to be 4.5 inches.
4.25.
That's all you get for now.
4.25. And I want to throw it out there because somebody's going to flip out because they are probably thinking that the SIP panels won't be supported well by this 4x4, and you're stinking right. The SIP panels have no bearing on the sill plate. They're attached to the frame, and the frame will support the SIP panel. All the sill plate is doing is sealing off the end of the SIP panel.
So it has no weight on it or anything?
No weight at all.
Okay.
It's simply a sealing on the bottom to keep bugs and things from getting into the SIP panel. Okay, you over your mark? Trying not to let it touch, okay? Okay, so I'm holding 36, and you're looking for where the 1 foot crosses the 30 or 49.6. So you need to pull both tapes tight.
I know that.
This tape's not tight.
The driver has been found. The aliens have returned him. He should be here any minute. And we also have a friend coming to help us place the beam.
Oh boy, this will be a first. My gosh.
Give me the wet end. I see how it
Here you
is.
go.
Goes at 36 feet at the very end. Yeah, so when it gets pretty much set in there, we'll run up there and tie the string, and then we'll see if we can't just move it back and forth a little bit to get it where it needs to go. Yeah.
Can't do this and the camera at the same time.
No.
I get one or the other.
Oh,
I don't really need to wear it on my head. Not sure where to stand.
Yeah, I'd say just stand.
Out of the way is where to stand.
They were a little far back. Good. 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 Very good. Very good. Sitting on this one. Yeah. That's good.
Okay.
For the I-joist to bear on.
Okay.
And then, so we need to get a string line set.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring the beam up to that string.
Okay.
And that's where the beam will bear.
Okay.
So that's why this needs to be adjustable.
Yeah.
Because otherwise if we measure, we might get wrong and we'll have I-joist sitting wonky and it'll all be bad. So we have posts that are going there, there, and there. So we put the crotches in between them.
Okay.
In theory, we've got it all mapped out so that post should go right between those two crotches. So
Perfect.
In theory.
We got it pretty close.
Pretty close.
We have to go 5/8 of an inch out. I don't think you could hear Jesse that far away. So, guy that delivered our beam came and went. Justin came and went.
Yeah, we got Justin away from his new toy for half an hour, 45 minutes.
We're not going to do a ton more today. Nope. We want to set the sill plates as soon as possible, but I don't know, it's not usually good to start things at 5 o'clock, so.
We're trying to do earlier starts, which means we can't work as late, so. Do you want to help kind of plumb that down?
Yep. Think Eric's going to cry when we put Sharpie on his concrete?
Maybe a little bit.
About there.
Run a string from that wall to this wall.
Okay.
You just hold the string.
Checking our squares are a little more challenging now because we got a big beam in the middle and it's probably a couple inches higher than the top of the foam, so it's very close. Like almost right on. Chalk line.
Yeah. Oh look, our radiant's still holding pressure. It's been that way for a week. It's exciting.